This is very encouraging as Tom Thibodeau has given a great update on OG Anunoby's health regarding this season, which matters a ton considering his role is much different now with the acquisition of Karl Anthony Towns, and we have to talk about this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and the obligatory, as we all know, the New York Knicks traded for Karl Anthony Towns the other day, has to be said. Because OG Anunoby's role changed when the Knicks decided to make that deal amid the injury to Mitchell Robinson that will be keeping him out till January. Also considering the Knicks are willing to trade Mitchell Robinson and have been taking calls on him. So let's jump right into it, guys. The New York Knicks, obviously, they lost OG Anunoby in the playoffs last year due to a hamstring injury, and people were very worried because OG's had a lot of injuries throughout his career, and the Knicks paid him a ton of money in free agency to make sure that Ogugwa is not going anywhere. And as Tibbs said today at Media Day, OG Anunoby's hamstring has fully healed from the injury that he sustained in Game 5. Or was it Game 4 of the New York Knicks versus Indiana Pacers playoff series? Now, obviously, OG did not come back until Game 7, where he played 5 minutes, scored 5 points, and then he came out of the game because his hamstring just was not okay. The Knicks obviously did not want to injure Anunoby long-term, considering all the injuries they had. They kind of knew that even if they beat the Pacers that game, beating the Celtics was a long shot. The Celtics were fully healthy. They had a fairly easy enough road to where they were at full strength and ready to beat the brakes off the Knicks had the Knicks gotten there. The Knicks probably would have gotten pretty much manhandled, whether Brunson got injured or not, to his hand. The Knicks were not beating the Celtics last year with all those injuries to the team. I mean, without literally half your starting lineup and half the bench, there was nothing for the team to do. That being said, OG is now healthy, and he's an insanely important part of this New York Knicks team. Dare I say even more important than he was last season, as the New York Knicks are a much different team. Mitchell Robinson is going to be out till January, meaning Karl Anthony Towns, the new New York Knick, will be playing the center spot to start the season. That means OG Anunoby will be playing the 4, though, as OG kind of mentions, it's all the same thing, 2, the 3, and the 4 nowadays. With Mikal Bridges and probably Josh Hart, but could also be Deuce McBride as the guard next to Jalen Brunson. Now, OG is going to have more defensive responsibility on forwards than he has with the Knicks in the past, and that's not just because the team's different. It's because Karl Anthony Towns is not a very good defender. Now, is he bad per se? Not as much as he used to be, but he gets into foul trouble. You can't really put him on skilled big men. But here's the saving grace of this that I have mentioned before in a video. There's 2 skilled big men who are like true big guys that are offensive nightmares in Giannis and Joel Embiid. It's those 2. They're the 2. They are the 2 skilled big men in the Eastern Conference. Outside of that, yes, Bam Adebayo is talented, but he's not going to put 40 on you the way that Embiid or Giannis can go for 40 and 10 any single night of their career. Porzingis is skilled, yes, but he's also out till around the same time Mitchell Robinson is, so Mitch might be back for the time Porzingis is here. Also, Towns is way more comfortable playing perimeter defense than interior defense, which is kind of interesting. But it is what it is. The New York Knicks, their plan is essentially, all right, yeah, we don't have great rim protection with Karl Anthony Towns right now, but y'all aren't getting to the rim. We have OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges here. You guys are not even getting to the rim. We don't need rim protection. OG is just going to guard the best small forward, power forward, center, whatever that guy is. OG is going to guard him, unless it's a situation where the 2 best players on a team are both bigger guys, maybe like the Miami Heat or something with Butler and Bam, but Towns is guarding Bam. OG's not going to guard Bam. That doesn't make any sense. He's going to guard Butler, and Mikal's going to guard Tyler Hero. That's what's going to happen. There's not too many teams where the Knicks are going to have to worry about an abundance of forwards to guard. Now, yes, you could say that with the Celtics, but we all know Mikal is guarding Brown and OG's guarding Tatum regardless, so it doesn't really matter. The team that comes to mind outside of that is the 76ers, where, yes, OG will be the guy mainly guarding Joel Embiid, at least until Mitchell Robinson returns, and Mikal will guard one of Tyrese Maxey and Paul George. The other one will be guarded by Josh Hart. I honestly kind of like Mikal guarding Tyrese Maxey a little bit more, and Josh Hart guarding Paul George. Paul George is planning on playing more off the ball than he has throughout his last 10 years of his career as he gets older. So we'll see if that's really true. But it's important that OG Anunoby's healthy because we know he's injury prone. We're not going to sit around here and pretend that he's not. I'm not going to go out here and be like, yeah, well, he's missed a lot of games with injuries, but it doesn't mean he's injury prone. No, let's be real. OG Anunoby, he's injury prone. There's no way around it. I'm not saying he's season-ending injury prone. I'm just saying, man gets hurt a lot. Man gets strange injuries. They happen kind of frequently. It sucks. But also, when OG's healthy, the Knicks are really, really good at basketball. That's why they paid him all that money, because they knew they could not lose him. They knew OG mattered too much to this team, and they made the right call by paying him. Now, as Fred Katz mentioned, Tom Thibodeau said the Knicks are going to switch more this year because of the Hart, Bridges, Anunoby combination when it comes to defense. Also said OG can play against fives, a.k.a. centers. So Tibbs is completely ready and willing to do so. And OG Anunoby, yeah, the numbers don't jump out on you that much, but he did put up 15 points with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. He shoots 46% on corner threes and 38% from 3 regardless. He's an efficient scorer when he scores. It's not at high volume. Gets a lot of catch-and-shoot threes. He's a very good catch-and-shoot three player. Gets 0.7 blocks per game and 1.4 steals per game. He's a top 3 on-ball defender in the NBA, and the Knicks can get away with playing him against big men because they have another top 3 All-NBA or top 3 defensive player in the NBA on ball in Mikal Bridges, also, who could guard anyone else that you need to be guarded. I love what the New York Knicks are doing with this. Now, yes, I would rather the Knicks have rim protection and play Towns at the 4, and they're going to do that. That's still the plan. The Knicks are not going away from that entirely. There's just going to be some time, at least in the start of the season, where they're going to see what happens if they play Towns at the 5 and run that 5-out team. They want to be able to match the Boston Celtics, and you do that by playing 5-out. I am not worried about Towns guarding Porzingis. I don't think Porzingis is going to come back and have the same mobility that he did. He sacrificed that knee for an NBA championship, and all respect due to Kristaps for doing that, but it's hard to imagine he comes back and is the same player. So looking at all this, it is a very good sign. Now, OG said that it will be pretty fun to play alongside Mikal Bridges. It's going to help his game out a lot. He's going to have more defensive help than he's ever had in his career outside of when he played with Kawhi Leonard. So it's really this great situation where the Knicks are going to be disturbingly good at defense, and you don't need the rim protection because OG could play well above his size. He's great at punching above his weight. So this all works out well. This is an excellent, excellent news for the New York Knicks. Now, we have more to discuss with this, as OG Anunoby said that he did always want to be here, and it wasn't hard for him to come back to the Knicks, as it's a special team and a special group. So OG clearly sees the vision. If OG was worried about playing against centers, he would not have been so keen to re-signing with the Knicks. He wanted to be here. He wanted to play for the Knicks. He wanted to be traded to the Knicks before, when he was still on the Raptors. This was the team he wanted to be with. It's who he's wanted to be with for a while now. OG is open to doing whatever it takes to win. It's what makes him such a valuable player for the New York Knicks. Now, one other thing OG mentioned is he is looking forward to guarding a bunch of different players. So he is fully bought into this Tom Thibodeau scheme right here, where he said, I think it'll be really cool scaling up, scaling down, switching throughout the game, throughout the quarter, just giving teams different looks. The Knicks are going to be a complicated team to figure out on the defensive end. If you're a team that's playing against the Knicks and that defense, you're going to have to do some real hard work to figure out how to beat this team with OG and Mikal Bridges. I mean, it's the best on-ball defense duo in so long. I really can't think of one off the top of my head. I'm probably missing one. I'm not going to count Kawhi and Paul George. That was like a fever dream that barely even happened due to their injuries. Like, yeah, there was Jordan and Pippen, which is the best on-ball defensive duo of all time. I don't want to say Mikal and OG have been the best since then, but nothing comes to mind right now. If you guys can think of one that I'm missing, let me know in the comments down below, absolutely. But I'm really excited to see how this team works with OG Anunoby, and him being fully healthy to start the season is a great sign, so he's not going to be rushing back from an injury. Sometimes hamstrings do linger. I understand that some of you guys are like, why would he still be injured? Hamstrings are weird. They linger sometimes. OG's fully healthy. He's ready to go. The New York Knicks obviously are starting the year with an injury to Mitchell Robinson. So this is a great sign. I'm so excited for the season. Media Day was today. Guys, we are so close. Make sure you're subscribed. We have so much fun stuff coming. The channel is going to look a lot different. I mean, same me, same Darielle, all that stuff. You're still going to get Matt on the live streams also. But guys, there's a lot of fun stuff that we have planned this year, and you guys really don't want to miss out. It's going to be better than any other Knicks content you could find on the internet, especially on YouTube. So guys, make sure to subscribe. Have a great day, and go Knicks.